Squid Game's the #1 Netflix show in 90 different countries on planet Earth. And this is my take on it right now. Squid Game episode 1, take 1. This video is my review and opinion and recap of episode 1 of Squid Game, Red Light, Green Light. We're going to go through each episode, all 9 episodes, and then I'll do a 10th episode reviewing my thoughts on the entire series and discuss some of the Easter eggs that exist in the show that I didn't touch on in the individual shows. If you haven't seen the episode yet, here is your spoiler alert. The rest of this episode will contain spoilers for Squid Game episode 1. So we open with a black and white scene showing kids playing a game and a voiceover. And the voiceover is describing the game. The kids we see playing, unbeknownst to us, are 2 of our main characters, Gi-hun and Sang-woo. Sang-woo is Gi-hun's childhood friend, and we'll learn more about them in just a moment. So they describe this game of Squid Game, which is a game they played in their village in South Korea. There's an offense and a defense. Offense has to jump on 1 foot until they reach a certain point, and then they can mount their final attack. It's a very aggressive, physical game. And then if you get your foot inside a triangle at the head of the squid, on the court squid, you win. You are victorious. So we see that the childhood game was played by them, was played physically by them, and we move on. We see Gi-hun as a grown man still living with his elderly mother. And we quickly realize that he's a degenerate. He's a degenerate gambler. He steals from his mother. He has no qualms of the things he does. He just wants to gamble. And he loses a tremendous amount of money. And he owes a tremendous amount of money. His mother reminds him that it is his daughter, Gae-young's birthday, and he shouldn't forget it. And she gives him some money to buy Gae-young fried chicken because that's what she likes. That's her favorite food, and he should buy it. Gi-hun complains that it's not enough money. He needs to buy her a present too. Why doesn't she give him more money? He's really a pathetic person. She does end up giving him a little more money. And after she leaves to go to work, he steals her debit card so that he can rob her of more money and go to the horse track. At the horse track, he of course fails and then, surprisingly, hits. Actually wins a race. And the number he wins is 4.56 million won. Is equivalent to $3,810. So he hits for almost $4,000. Okay. Sees the loan sharks that he owes money to coming after him. He runs, and he runs straight into Kang Se-byuk, who is a pickpocket. He runs into her, she falls down. He falls down, he gets her drink back together, gives it back to her, because he actually is a nice guy. And then he continues to run. He gets caught by the loan shark and his ruffians and gets beat up. And since he doesn't have the money to pay him, he doesn't even have the 4,000 won to... 4 million won, $4,000. He doesn't have that to give them to buy himself more time. He realizes he's been robbed. They make him sign in blood a contract that says if he doesn't pay his debt in a month, they can harvest organs from his body to pay his debt. What? Okay. Gi-hun then runs into the recruiter, and they play a game, Dokji. Sorry if I'm saying these wrong. Dokji, which is a cross between an origami square and a pug. The recruiter offers the option of playing as red or blue. And Gion chooses blue. Gion loses, and he doesn't have 100,000 won to pay because he lost. But the recruiter says he'll take it in slaps. And he slaps Gion pretty hard, right in the face. And for every time Gion loses, he gets slapped. If he ever wins, he'll win 100,000 won. And we see a montage of Gion getting slapped and slapped and slapped and slapped. And he finally wins. And he has forgotten about the money, and all he wants to do is slap the recruiter when the recruiter puts the money, 100,000 won, into it. 100,000 won is equal to, in the exchange rate at the time at which Squid Game is airing in the United States, the conversion rate from won to US dollars, 100,000 won is $83.57. So the recruiter gives him a business card and says there are other games to be played for bigger and real money. Give him a call. So that's when Gion goes home and finds out he's going to lose his daughter to America, and he has to make money right now, so he calls the card. A mysterious van arrives, a hooded driver asks for the password, which is, of course, red light, green light. Gion gets into the van and is gassed and put to sleep. Gion awakes, changed. His clothing is different. He's in a tracksuit. We'll call it blue. And he has a number, 456. And he has a shirt underneath his tracksuit that also says 456. He climbs down from his bed, immediately meets player 001, or player 1. A very old man. We'll learn his name in a later episode. For now, he's just player 1, the old man. The old man is counting. I'm not going to go into excruciating detail. Please watch the episode. He and Gion have a exchange, a beginning of a chemistry of friendship. And they get called, the workers enter wearing their red tracksuits with red hoodies, black masks with symbols on the masks. We'll call them minions. The minions have a hierarchy. Circles are below squares. Squares are below triangles. The more angles you have on your helmet, the higher your rank. But I don't want to give too much away too soon. We do see clips of the front man, it turns out to be, but we don't know him as the front man just yet, wearing a black multi-angled mask with a black hood, black clothes. The minions in red welcome the players, explain that they are players and they're all there. There's a conversation that happens. We find out they're all in crippling debt. Gion sees his childhood friend, Sung-woo, and he's amazed that he's there. Why would Sung-woo be here? But he is. And they put him on the board that he's several hundred million won in debt. And we see other people that we don't know, but they all played the same game with the same origami squares. And they all chose blue, but again, that's for a different, I think that's a theory for a different episode. So it's time to play the first game. And they walk out of the dormitory and they go up a set of stairs that looks like an MC Escher painting that had been colored in by Dr. Seuss, and they arrive outside in a walled playground open to the sky, and at the far end an animatronic robot, and the announcer announces the game. Red light, green light. You can move during the green light, and you must stop when it says red light. Anyone moving during red light will be eliminated. And it isn't long, and there's a 5-minute time limit to get across the playing field. Very quickly we find out what eliminated means. There is panic. Many people die. And when the game resumes, the old man, with a huge smile on his face, is playing the game. And he makes his way across. Player 67 hides behind player 101 because he's a much bigger target, so she can't be seen if she happens to accidentally move. Sung Woo suggests to his friend that he should get up and hide behind somebody because time's going to run out. And Gi-hun gets up and begins to cross, and he's doing fairly well until he trips. And he's tripping it right at the beginning of a red light, so he's going to be falling and therefore killed. Except that a hand grabs him and holds him steady for the entire duration of the red light. And when it says green light, Gi-hun gets his feet back, and he and the person that saved him make it to the line to win the game, or at least advance to the next game. And we find out that the other player is Ali, player 199. A lot more about him in upcoming episodes. So the last shot of this is the roof closing over that play area, and it pulls back to show that we're actually on an island out in the water. So we aren't on mainland Korea, we're actually on an island out in the sea. So that's a recap of Squid Games episode 1, Red Light, Green Light. So what did I think of it? A word of advice. I did watch this in English instead of reading the subtitles, and then I did go back and watch it in Korean with the English subtitles, and it's very much better in Korean. The emotions of the words and the mouth and the actor all match, and then you interpret what they're saying through the subtitles. So if you're not so good at reading subtitles and you watch it in English the first time, which is what I did, and then go back and watch it again, you're already familiar with the story. You don't have to get every word off the subtitle to follow, and you can be more emotionally invested in the people that are the characters. And these actors are doing a really good job, and the dubbing of the English undercuts them a little bit. So do them a favor and do yourself a favor, and at least go back and watch it again in Korean. Not to mention, Red Light, Green Light being played with the robot saying it in Korean is among the creepiest things I have ever seen in my life. But all of these actors, the old man, Ali, the gangster, the pickpocket, our hero, the gambler, they're all doing really well as actors and carrying this story, which is a little silly if the actors aren't invested. It could have come off campy, and it absolutely does not. I think it's a great start to a series. I think it's the best start to a series I've seen in quite some time. While we did spend some time with exposition, we didn't spend a lot of time with it. We didn't get dragged under by exposition. So I look forward to episode 2. Please come back here to hear my recap and review of episode 2, because as we go, I don't have to introduce characters for each episode, so they'll go a little more quickly. And let me know if you're watching Squid Game in Korean with English subtitles, or if you're watching dubbed English, provided English is your primary language. Let me know what language you're watching it in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Lets me know that I'm on the right track. And then as we go, I'm gonna do each episode of Squid Game, and then I'll move on to something else. So also let me know in the comments what else you would like to see. If you want me to go back and do some already completed, I can do that. Or if there's something coming up, let me know that too. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please come right back here. Again, I am Sean, and that was my take on Squid Game Episode 1. That's a wrap.